Might be live now. Let's check. Let's see if the chat's working. Okay, looks like chat is good now. All right, here we go. All right, let's ink something. Ah, this finished pencils on this commission today, so I thought I was going to jump live and do a little inking. There's different ways to go about this, and I do it. I sometimes approach it one way, sometimes another. It just depends on how I feel about it. In this case, I'm going to play with solid blacks first. Hey, Augie G, how's it going? Um, so I'm playing with the all the solid blacks I have in the background. Is I'm gonna kind of lay those out first, and then start getting into the outlining of characters and kind of one by one. Sometimes I kind of go all around in different places and work all over the place. So this brush right here is has a very fine point, but it has a thick body and helps me lay down a lot of solid blacks when I need to and get a really fine point when I need to as well. More of a recent development here, this brush pen. I used to use fine point all the time. And then, in between my fine point and regular actual sable brush. So you guys, after watching all those time lapses, now you can see kind of a full speed, actual live speed of me inking. Not as fast as the time lapse, of course. A lot of things require attention and steady line. So this commission is 11 by 14. So in case you didn't know, hey, yeah, what's up, Dennis? Awesome to see. Yeah, I'm hiding behind camera a little bit here. Um, hey, Bronson. Thank you. I'm glad you guys here hanging out. Yeah, it's been a while, but I was thinking about jumping in and doing a little bit live today, just for a couple hours. I'm not gonna guarantee finished piece today, so it's gonna take me a little bit. It's a good 5 to 6 hours of actual work thinking to get all the, as they say, T's crossed and I's dotted and all that stuff. Make sure I don't miss anything. So I get like a nice little outline right next to the object. It's nice and light and accurately thin, but behind it is this thick line. What I like about this ink brush pen is that this ink dries quite quickly. Um, if you ever gotten, if you ever gotten one like this, but with like a blue um, lid and had a black body, you might run into an issue where that ink did not dry very fast, which I ran into and messed up a few things, but it was a while back. Since then, it's I kind of adapted a little bit. The Stingray commission was awesome. Hey, thanks, Bronson. Appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Dennis. Yeah, this one was a fun thing to work on. Actually, I really enjoy. But then again, I am a fan of Judge Dredd and all the characters in that realm. So for me, it was like, oh, yes, of course, this is fun. Um, but putting in this many details in such a small space was kind of challenging. Not hard, but challenging. Like to the point where, like, you know what, it's gonna be a fun little challenge of see if I can actually do all that. And mind you, when I ink, I add more, um, kind of polish it a little bit and change things sometimes when I have to, like extra wrinkles and things like that. And as character goes, um, this Judge Death here, I know that there's different variations of what he has in his armor and his outfit, let's just say. I decided to go with like monster fingers on his elbow, but I have drawn one where I actually had like human fingers on the. It's kind of creepy. But this will take away a little bit from the massacre that we have going on at the bottom of this piece here, with all the dead judges, turned monsters. Some of them it's just dead. And for fun, I have decided to incorporate the client's name on one of the judge badges down there. It's kind of vague, but it's there. You don't want it to come out perfect like right away. You can tell, oh, I see it. So yeah, right here. This guy right there. So far. Yeah, laying it out. Look at this. So I adopted this brush because David Finch does use that brush and a lot of other artists. And yet I know there's a lot of them out there that prefer natural brush constantly. And I've done pieces completely done with my sable brush and dipping ink, but this right here, it's so versatile. And I like the blackness of the ink where I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stick with that sometimes. And like on that what's his name, Bane piece that I did recently, I just decided that I needed a real dipping ink and brush when I started filling in the background because it was just so much that I was like, nah, I'll have to use dipping ink just because there's too much ink to use and these brushes will run out quickly. And a lot of times with this right here, I would do it with a dipping ink, but I don't think it's enough to justify. I mean, taking the time to get that ready. And later have to wash all that. Every time I use a brush, I wash it at the end of the session. Use a brush soap. What we got going on? It is not solid black. Is it matte or semi-gloss or gloss? That's something I never really could translate. So I'm assuming it's at some point I feel like it's semi-gloss. Maybe yeah, maybe a little semi-gloss because I can still see a little bit of shine. Um, yeah, but other than that, I'll use that's one of my favorite ones. Dipping ink right here, dipping ink super black by Kuretake. That's like my favorite. Let's see. The big guy in the background, that's always a cool pose. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dennis. I do enjoy that. Yeah, it's a little borrowed maybe, but I didn't look at anything, but I'm sure because I've seen some Art Adams pieces about it and some other pieces with Judge Death, I was like, yeah, I probably inadvertently borrowed it a little bit, just the gist of the pose, not the entire pose. I don't copy work, I just get inspired by it. Um, my brother, good to see you. I'm excited to see another masterpiece. Thank you, King. Appreciate it. I'm trying. Might be one of the most detailed 11 by 14 pieces I've ever done. I'd say most likely it is. After this one's going to be ambitious, a really ambitious piece. I have to work on it, like even larger. I'm going to go full 20 by 30 or so. That's going to be fun. When you do this kind of stuff and you don't mark it, make sure you keep keep a close eye on where you are or what you're doing. You can get out of control quickly, and you miss something, and you're gonna ink up something you didn't want to ink up, and yeah, it could be troublesome later. Mm. A lot of other brand refills definitely are not created equal. I found that one. By the way, if I can find a refill brush are you using? Yeah, just a whole new one. Yeah. I understand, but here's what I get. So I already have the tips that I like, and this is what I buy refills right here. Okay, so you can look at it later, guys. If you need to get one, just get one. Just use these same tips and just put the refill back in. That's so good. I just buy them refills now. And paper is, if anybody curious, this paper is Bristol, I believe. Mm, Trying to remember the name of the company I used on this one. Mm, Dale Rooney, probably Dale Rooney. Yeah, they're really good too. Um, Occasionally, I just order some to try, and if I in the end like it, I stick with it for a while and use it. And I prefer smooth. And I know there are a lot of artists out there like Vellum, like Frencho, and and a bunch of other ones actually. Yeah. But me, I'm a smooth preference here. And see, I'm telling you, see how fine of a point it can make. It's really really solid. Besides, I'm kind of rough on the brush. Yeah, you can get rough with the brush for sure sometimes. I had unsubscribed and then resubscribed to comment, but then here I am. Oh, well, hey, Matt. That is Matt right here, Pop Sequentialism, who commissioned this awesome piece. Yeah, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you made it. Sorry, as this first stream wasn't working for some reason, the chat wasn't working, so I had to redo it. Um, catch up. Oh no, I didn't mean copy. Just the big guy in the background. Yeah. Oh, I know you. I know you didn't mean that. I had a pretty good experience with Pentel. Yeah, Pentel is good stuff. Pencil is a Pentel. Not all of them, but some. Most of them anyway. So Def over here, sitting in a hoodie, hanging out. I decided to put her in a hoodie. Just because you don't ever really see her in a hoodie as much. I mean, I guess fan art maybe. But has anybody seen the last season of um, Sandman? I need to know whether it's any good, so I go ahead and watch it and get it over with. I guess since there's not going to be another one, as far as I know. And when it comes to drawing with the pen and doing all these maneuvers and lines and what have you with just a brush pen like this, um, it took me time. It took me a lot of time actually before I got this comfortable. I was not like this all the time. But at some point, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm good. Let's just make those marks, enhances. See, right here, I added a little extra. I was watching Jim Lee draw today too, and I was like, get a little inspiration. He was live on his channel. Might be the reason I actually decided to go live. Jim, his rough schedule can dedicate to time of streaming. I should be able to as well. All right, so now, right here is where I'm at a little bit of an impasse, and I'm like, okay, what do I start? What do I do here first? When it comes to her hair, um, no pressure. Yeah, exactly. I think a painting stream with you and Dave and Eric would be a spectacular. You paint, so it's thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Sandman, it has an okay elements for me, I guess, since I didn't read a lot of the comic. I didn't have too many expectations. Same. Um, I didn't have too many expectations the first season. It was kind of fun. All right, so here I need to fill this black background in. However, I have her hair in the way, and her hair is black, which is in this case your choice, dealer's choice, I guess. You either ink the hair first or ink the background kind of. So for me, I believe the easiest way to do it is just let's get her hair. We can play a little bit with it here. See what we can come up with. And so whenever I get closer to it here, when I ink the background, I know what to avoid and create a little space in between. Upgrade this finger here. And most of that I'll be doing with a pen here. So when the brush is out and about for a little too long, you'll probably noticed yourselves if you doing a lot of this, it will become that nice little um, dry brush technique here. To get it back to normal, just push out a little extra ink and you should be okay. Okay, we'll get back to her later, of course. So I have paper right here on the side here where I'm just dabbing my inks, my ink brush. So now I have thicker application. And I will be ink washing the umbrella, so it will be lighter, kind of grayish, uh, but dark, kind of a dark gray. So the background blobs right here that I have, that'll be the background. So I don't have to kind of separate them and have an awkward look. See, so now we can just do all this and not worry about it. Anybody going to San Diego Comic Con? Well, I'm not, but just want to know. Anybody? Anybody else? Hey, Henry, what's up? Henry's in the house. Johnny, hello. How's it going? So, so cool. Thank you. I dropped Netflix, so haven't seen season 2 yet. Okay, I understand. Um, yeah, we still have it, but I haven't got to watching it. If anything, I was thinking about just dropping it right here while I'm working in the background. I do a lot of that with the shows. But if it's some visual show or action that you kind of entertaining, yeah, then I'm definitely there to watch it. Um, Recently watched the Jurassic World latest. I didn't think it was too bad. It was entertaining for sure. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like a bunch of actors in there as well. So like the guy that plays Lincoln Lawyer in the Netflix TV series, he was the father of that family. So it's fun to see him in a different role than that. Just a lot of good stuff. Interesting stuff anyway. We got so far. Superman, of course, everybody talking about Superman. We watched it. It was fun. I will always be a darker version, more serious version, I guess, like Zack Snyder's piece. I'll be that fan. This was uh this was a lot of I don't know, flashy colors, jokey jokes, all that. Overall, though, it was an entertaining film. And one thing, though, I will have to say, and I will stand my ground on this one, but I don't think the kids got the range to playing emotional scenes. Every time it was an emotional scene, he had like an awkward face on him, or they really try to cut it. So I was just dying there. I was, come on, man, why are you doing this to him, guys? Can't do it. Maybe the second movie, he signed up for two, so it was interesting take. The first time I ever heard of a story where Supergirl was actually this, you know, I don't know how to express that, drunk, crazy, I don't know. Um, Never heard of that story, so that was new to me when I saw that. I don't read Supergirl comics enough to know, but I'll take their word for it. Oh, how far behind am I here? Okay, hey guys. Not being able to San Diego, Dennis, that's me, the man. I'm just chilling out. No, nothing to see this DCC. Dennis, maybe someday. I hope so. Huh? I hope to see her, but I'm trying to make my way to OAX this coming February. Um, as a fan, and we'll see in the future. Hopefully, maybe even have a table. Who knows? Hopefully, I need to get on more books to be able to justify the invite. See, I'm like sometimes I like for design purposes. I like to add a little extras. Feel like it works better. Yeah, maybe. Now we're getting into here. The hair. Method acting is dying these days. Maybe. Yeah, who knows? Maybe. Is this on Strathmore Comic Art? It's Della Rooney, Smooth Bristol. Um, I do use Strathmore a lot. Honestly, I do. I use Variety. Um, and if any of you have Hobby Lobby near you, suggest you to even try that paper there if you feel like it. Sometimes they'll be like on 40% off, so you'll get a pack of 24 11 by 17 for I don't know, like $11. Um, One thing I've noticed with it, however, is that it does not um, hold hold up erasing very easily. Like it does, but it holds the pencil so much and won't let it go. So you might want to either get a better eraser, I guess I need to, or draw really, really light. Um, Other than that, if it's a comic book paper, I either print it off on my printer on a blank Bristol, or I'll just use Strathmore 200 series. And I ordered some not long ago from place, and I'm gonna say because this was a kind of a bad experience here. Thinking I'm getting in bulk, decent price, is gonna be cool. They all came in, more than half of those eight eight panels, eight packs, I guess, eight pads. About six of them had misprinted blue lines sideways. They like the way it cut, they were cut wrong. So never ordered from them again. One thing, however, I will be able to do, saving grace, I guess, having a printer. Um, I will be able to print it off on the back and hopefully straighter. But yeah, best paper I've ever come across for me is the smooth paper from what is the name of the company? Um, no, I have it here. I'm gonna figure this out. Oh, there it is. Best Bristol paper I ever used, hands down. Affordable, not as much. Best, probably. Yeah. Well, I feel like, yeah, I feel like this is gonna be in a good spot. Yeah. I'm thinking out loud where I need to place blacks here. Okay. There we go. I think that's all of the most main. Man, well, there might be a little area right here underneath her hoodie. Yeah. Not too long ago today, I'm a granddad again. Oh wow! Congrats, Dennis. That's awesome. The Supergirl movie adapts the Tom King series. It's definitely the best Supergirl story ever written. Whoa! You know what? I'm gonna have to find it and read it, Matt. I'm gonna have to check that out. I gotta have it now. Gotta know what they're cooking in their kitchen there. So gotta read that. Yeah. So it's like a little tight spot here. I usually be quiet when it's something tedious and detailed. Another reason I like drawing or inking with this brush pen type pen here is that many times I use it almost like actual pen um, instead of brush. You can get as detailed as a pen, and nice and steady as a pen, or you can get brushy with it. And then this bird gets in the way. Yeah, we'll get there. Where are we? Um, Third grandchild. Wow, that's awesome. At some point, Dennis, I will switch off, and we'll be using a pen, um, especially when it comes to some fine type of shading and things like that that I'll have to do. But a lot of times I'd say it will be 80/20. It will be 80% done with the brush pen, um, 20% with the ink pen, with the, those microns. When the brush makes lines like this, though, I mean, come on. You just got to turn your paper and where you're okay with it making the line the way you want it to. So, for example, right here, I can still come back and even straight a line. Um, and what I have learned a lot about um, myself here working is that this line right here, you can get straight, but a lot of people make them really curvy. So if I need to make a line that's straight and longer, this is not the way because this cuts off at some point. So I realized that this is my best way of doing this. So that's how I. So if you ever see me do this, then it's a long line usually, and I need it nice and steady. And then when we get to this tiny shading stuff, well, it depends what feels right. I'll get to that. Pushing it into changing direction of his legs a little bit. That's what I like to do sometimes, just play with this. We're getting somewhere. Oh yeah. What do you use? Oh, head camera. Oh, this one right here is the same as the other one points at me. It's Logitech 920 something, 920 uh, um, Pro 2. Yeah, 920 Pro 2. Um, so Logitech 920 Pro 2. Um, from start to finish, how long does a piece like this take you? Ooh, I can't I can't really judge how long takes me usually because I just work so sporadically. Sometimes I'll be at the table a long time, sometimes short time. I don't usually time myself. But penciling this took me right about 4 hours, just because I keep coming back, stepping away, and just like I am figuring out what looked better. So yeah, I had to figure that out first. But inking actually takes longer than drawing. However, also depends on what you I'm drawing. During Inktober, I finished all the pieces that day, um, and some of them took me a few hours. Some took longer than that, um, and some took just a couple hours. But it's a it's not a 1 day job for sure, unless you really want to feel horrible at the end of the day. Um, that's why I feel like comic book art, um, which is in terms for example, this like a commission is more of a fine art piece, and sometimes you'll find some sequential pieces like splash pages that are like really artistic, in sense of they're fine art piece almost than just comic book page. Um, I feel like they take a long time, um, and you accomplish just the right amount of look to it, where it's like, wow, that could be that just could be hanging in a museum, and um, but what it entails comparing to, for example, an artist sitting down and painting a portrait by looking at somebody. You have to in here, so you have to figure out the composition, the movement, um, making sure that the character looks right. So reference or not reference, whatever, as long as you know the character really well. Um, and then while you're drawing all this, after the rough, rough drawing, rough composition, and um, you kind of taking a process even longer than if we were drawing something by just looking at something monotonously. Just there's the picture of a person I'm drawing. And, um, not take away from fine artists, but I am one, and I've done portraits for years. But this right here, why it's so tedious and takes so much longer sometimes. I feel like it's just you have so many little things to think about and figure out, um, that you sometimes don't have to in fine arts, um, like landscape portraits. And yeah, you got to think of color and in those situations, and like with black and white portrait, you don't really have to do. You just think about values. But what you're worried about in those cases is that you drawing it realistic enough? If you draw somebody, are they going to look like them? And here you're doing that plus all the little things that you have to think about. Start getting into the little fine details. I'm just kind of sometimes when you try to place the larger pieces of black ink, kind of figuring out where you want it to be. And I'll leave him there for now and then come back to him when I feel like I need to do a little extra something. Yeah, give him enough texture. I've been working on elements of anatomy, and your streams and shorts have been a big help. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Dennis. I'm learning patience. Yeah, patience with art. You have to have it. Something I struggled with. Drawing is a cute instance. I think. Okay, as long as it's going somewhere, you're good. As long as you keep practicing pencils, you'll get there. That's the battle, is the finding time and putting in the work. Just kind of working out all the idea in your head first, and then when you start inking, you're like, you know what? Oh, this might look better right there. Nice and gloves. Since her pants are going to be black, I'm going to ink her other leg into Abyss. Kind of. There we go. All right, Henry, the girl with the bird on the shoulder. Her gesture is very good. The way her arm and hand sits resting on her knee. It's very natural. Great. Oh, thank you, Henry. Appreciate that. That's the death from the Sandman. Or I'm sure she has her own comics. Once again, known characters, but I have never read. That's what happens when you don't grow up in America and you don't get exposed to all this. It's almost as though she's watching her. I was like, okay, he's coming after you. What are you going to do about it? See, add him a little extra folds here because I feel like he needs little wrinkles. You have to go a little thinner towards the back because it's wrapping around. Stuff like that. Fun fact is that I did not have to look up any reference for any pose. Um, the only thing I had to look up for reference wise is the head of the raven. I just wanted to make sure I was getting, and then I figured out the rest of the body was the same. Yeah. Okay. Making sure I get all the wrinkles in the right places. Kind of, I mean, arbitrarily anyway, but don't get too thick here. something like that will work out. And of course, he's going to sit on the dead guy's skull here and some bones. Yeah. Elevation. Yeah, I'm getting into a little more of a tedious stage, but a lot, as much as I like to work kind of all around, there are different ways that everyone does this. So let's talk about that a little bit. Now, while ago, when I would start something like this, I'd probably begin with a central figure and outline her um, really thick with with like a 0.5 um, pen. Make sure she kind of stands out. These days, it's find that if it was a single character, yes, maybe I'll do that. Um, if it's multiple like this with a lot going on, I kind of like to work all around the commission here, like the all around the piece. So I know I'm moving around. I'm seeing kind of things pulling together and kind of tighten it up, tighten it up, tighten it up, rather than like concentrate just on his head right there, just one thing, finish it, polish it. No, I don't like that. I polish it towards the end of the process. There we go. Yeah. Sometimes the brush gets a little dry at the end. I just dip the tip of the brush in the water and then try to convince it to stay in one piece. And if it doesn't do that, I switch brushes. Okay, so more of a fine. And another thing I'll suggest you guys, if you start doing a lot of inking, is that learn your tools. Make sure you know how they behave, because sometimes you can get into some trouble. You got because you don't know what your tools do. Um, and if you know exactly what they do, then you'll have no surprises of what kind of mark you make with it, whatever. All right, whatever the case may be. So know your tools. It'll look nice and shiny and black. Yep, there we go. Now we have a hand. There we go. Your streams always remind me I need to slow down. I get that. Yeah, yeah, gotta slow down. So you can't rush the process. Take it slow, and you know, you push it too fast, you might run into some issues. And that's that patience thing we talked about before that you had tough time with. Yeah. Background scrolls kind of disappeared a little bit, but back one definitely disappears. That's how I play with this a little bit. So this one, I'm gonna go one pass, so it's a little darker. But the other one, you bring the pen in here and go zero. It's a 0.5 here, 0.05. So the finest one I have, real thin, and then go over the other one as well, just a little bit different direction. And then fade that line in the back of the other skull. So now I have them. Now you have them feeling like distance changing here a little bit. I'm rounding this one a little bit to make it look like it's actual rounded shape. So yeah, so I have far away, slightly closer, and then closer, and then we're gonna have this one lit up a little more. So kind of gives you the depth of everything here. Well, another 45 minutes. Let's see what I can get done. So always have a little piece of paper you can test your pen. Make sure you get in the lines you need. Oh, oh, guess who woke up? Hi. My fur child is here with us. Now, I didn't like what my pencils made for that left eye right here, for this one, so I corrected it a little bit while I was inking, and it looks by far much better than what I had it before. It looks more correct for me anyway. Yeah, it's pretty solid. So now, yeah, no, not bad, not bad at all. Still got a bunch more details for work on her, but we'll get there. You know. Um, hey, Paulus Arts, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, Rick. What's up? How's it going, Rick? All right. I'm glad you guys made it. I'm just, doing the quiet thing right now. I don't know. I'm just trying to talk, but also trying to work, I guess. Oop, touch the camera, shoot it off. I'm not bad about that. Under here, his black is black as well. So we're trying to give it its own personality here amongst all this hair. And so sometimes we just have to block it all in as much as it needs to be. Anyway, there we go. Gives it an effect. Middle needs to be within. Create that dip. There we go. Nails, of course, black. Make it as dark as possible since we use this. So, transition. Well, soft transitions. Hmm. Oh, thanks, Rick. Yeah, that Bane piece, it was fun. Fun to ink that thing. I really enjoyed that as well. Didn't expect it. After 3 years, I was like, you know what? Let me pull this out. See what happens. And it happened really quick. Okay. For now, I'd like to leave that alone and come back later. So, with that said, let's for the last thing before I check out here, I'm gonna use O3. Let's see. It's my go-to on the smaller format. When I outline, it's not so bulky. But let's outline judge here, and then I'll keep the updates via photos and stories on my Instagram and X. Mhm. I really see, considering my time lapses, why I keep turning. That's because it's more comfortable for me to make certain lines certain ways. Oh, that's my turn. I'm getting a little too much into actual objects, so I'm gonna stop that for a minute. Another finger, just lighten it up a little. There we go. There we go. There's a little smoke. I'm gonna do that later. Here, that's the background. Yep. You know the questions going on here. Bing, so much detail. This is going to be awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that, Rick. Yeah, I hope so. The IG shorts have been great, bro. Oh, thank you. I have a question. How would you fix ink mistake? Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Um, okay, so there are ways to go. Only two ways that I know to go about it. You make it a part of your artwork. That's one. Or you use a whiteout, which is one of these guys. That's Thule art, and I like these. They're pretty good. It's acrylic white, basically kind of blocks it all out. Um, or these guys, Posca white. Let it dry a little bit and then draw over it. Um, and with time, only with time, you will make less mistakes. Um, I promise you. Um, just keep if you are making mistakes, just keep an awareness of where you are. Like for example, here, if I go out of the way, it's fine. This is gonna be black mostly with some wrinkles because it's his body. Um, so I don't really worry about making mistakes there. My child is over there asking to go outside. Ro, do you need to go? Do you want to say hi to everybody? Oh, you want to say hi to everybody and just about to turn off the camera? Come here. Come here. Hi. Hi. Can you guys see her? Hi. This is what she does when she wants to go outside. She will come over here and say hi. Hi, Dad. Hi, Dad. Hey, say hi to everybody. Want to say hi to everybody? They're over there. They're over there. Hey, they're over there. They're watching you. Oh yeah, stretch it out. Oh yeah, yeah. That little puppy from a long time ago. She's about 52 pounds, guys. She's a big old girl now. Yes, yes. All right, all right. We'll go in a second, okay? Yeah. Okay. All right, come on. Get down. Good girl. All right. Well, kids in need some outside time. So this is where I'm leaving you for today, guys. I do appreciate you all stopping by. Um, and I will catch you on the next stream at some point, hopefully. If I do another one, I'll definitely give you everybody a quick notice, and we'll do another stream sometime soon. But this one's probably going to be done before the next stream. So um, hope you guys have fun, and I enjoyed it. This was fun to come back and hang out with everybody. This is my little comic convention, I guess. Um, have an extra bed for my dog. But yes, I did too. It's right behind me. Glad to catch you too, Rick. All right, guys. Hey, I will catch you guys all later. Have an awesome afternoon. Hey, Matt, so great to see progress. Ah, thank you. I'm glad you got to see the some of the inside of how it gets done. Awesome. I'll keep pushing your channel, bro. Ah, thank you, buddy. Thanks so much, guys. Hey, everybody, have a good night. Enjoy your Sunday.